Hey Rockstars, if you've been on the entrepreneurship journey for a while, you know this feeling. In all the interviews, in all the coaching calls, one truth kept coming up over and over again. Leadership is lonely. Business development is lonely. And entrepreneurship is lonely. You can't just talk to anyone about it. That's why I created the Catalyst Club, a private, values-driven community where you can speak the truth, be your authentic self, and connect with people who understand what you're going through and can actually help. We made it private so you feel safe. We made it affordable so no one gets left out. And we built it on values that matter, like showing up, sharing knowledge, and choosing growth over ego. Inside, you'll find coffee with Rockstars for real talk and connection, unplugged Q&A for live coaching and clarity, and Catalyst sessions with world-class experts who light a fire under your next move. We're building the most supportive business community on the internet, and we want you to help us do it. Join us today at kellykennedyofficial.com. We're just getting started. If you stop swimming, you die. This year, we had the biggest upgrade we've had since the beginning of the show, guys. I got an Apollo Twin setup. I'm back to the RE20. I got a full Max setup that I'm learning how to use. It's a pain in the ass. Learning all this new equipment, total pain in the ass. Wouldn't recommend it to anybody, but it's the thing that I needed to do to get this show where it's going to be. And the funny thing is, I still don't know what I'm doing with all this new equipment. But I will tell you, by the end of 2026, I will know how to use all of this new equipment, and it will take this show to the very next level. And we are going to start, I used to work there, on the best footing a show has probably ever started out on.
The great Mark Cuban once said, "Business happens over years and years. Value is measured in the total upside of a business relationship, not by how much you squeezed out in any one deal." And we couldn't agree more. This is the Business Development Podcast, based in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and broadcasting to the world. You'll get expert business development advice, tips and experiences, and you'll hear interviews with business owners, CEOs, and business development reps. You'll get actionable advice on how to grow business. Brought to you by Capital Business Development, capitalbd.ca. Let's do it. Welcome to the Business Development Podcast. And now your expert host, Kelly Kennedy.
Hello. Welcome to episode 317 of the Business Development Podcast. And a little over 1 week ago, we celebrated 3 years of the podcast. Since the inception of the show, I have always wanted to bring you guys along for this ride with me. I have never felt alone on this journey. I always knew there were thousands of rock stars out there along for this ride right alongside me. And today marks our 317th new episode of this show. I don't know how far I thought I could make it in the beginning, but what I can say is this: 300 plus episodes in 3 years would have seemed completely impossible in the beginning. I think, guys, in the beginning, I would have been happy to have just made 50 episodes, let alone 317 of them. I recorded our 386th guest episode just this last Friday. Yes, 386. And yes, for those of you paying attention, it's about 35 guests from today. One of the biggest challenges that we had in the beginning of this show was simply getting guests. I remember how hard it felt, guys. It felt so freaking hard. There were so many times in the first 50 or so episodes. Like if you go back to say the first 50 episodes, you will notice that many back-to-back weeks we were unable to get a guest for. And believe me, it was not for lack of trying. There was a lot of effort going on all the time to try and make it happen. As of today, we are already guest recorded for much of 2026. And for my fellow podcasters who are looking for inspiration and motivation to keep going, it's very simple. Pre-record yourself 35 plus guest episodes ahead. The pain of letting those people down will far exceed your desire to quit. And jokes aside, getting ahead and staying ahead is a large part of the success of our show and many, many, many podcasts. A failure to plan is a plan to fail, but you guys already knew that. The reality is this: every year of podcasting will be different, especially in a show like this. I started this episode thanking you for taking this journey with me, and I really mean that, guys. It has been a journey from the very beginning. I am not the same person I was at the beginning of this show. Not even close, guys. Not even close. When I started talking to the wall for the Business Development Podcast back in February of 2023, I had no idea what I was doing. I was a relatively new entrepreneur, just 2 years into my business. I had never picked up a mic before in my entire life, guys. Not a mic, not a camera. Like, that's just not who I was. I had no idea what I was doing. I just knew that I had a skill set and I had a message, and I wanted to help all of the Kellys around the world who started a job in business development and had no resources for them. And since the very beginning, I've been growing in leaps and bounds right alongside of each one of you. Learning, growing, failing, and succeeding. I am simply not the same person I was at the beginning of this show. Podcasting and entrepreneurship both have a way of humbling you, and oh boy, do they humble you. The moment you start to get comfortable in either, the game gets flipped right on its head. You have to make decisions, and some are very hard and some are easy, but all are meaningful and all are impactful. So much of the show, guys, from the very beginning has just been a learning opportunity, you know? When you get in front of a mic for the first time, you have no idea what you're doing. You're just like clicking buttons and hoping that everything works out. And over time, technology gets better, your skill set gets better. And what you realize as your skill set gets better is not that you're good, it's how much more you have to learn. And that's in business, that's in podcasting, that is in life. There's something that's really funny. The smartest you think you are in anything is in the beginning. The further you go down this path, whether it's, like I said, podcasting, business, or anything else, the more you realize you have so much to learn. You have so much to learn. Every year of podcasting just shows me how little I know about podcasting and how much more I can learn about podcasting and how much more new audio equipment will make a difference. And then when you get new audio equipment, all the stuff that goes along with it. I literally spent my family day, guys, reading a book on better audio processing because that is something that I need to continue to get better at month over month and year over year. So no matter how far along this path you get, there's always something more to learn. And isn't that great? Because it would be so shitty to know everything and have nothing left to learn. Whenever you have stuff to learn, it means you have opportunity to grow. And I am all about that. And it's been fun, guys. In a lot of ways, I have been on my entrepreneurship journey right alongside of you. No matter where in your career stage you are today, so much of that journey I've been able to kind of carry along with you and do with you. Remember, at this point in the show, guys, I'm still only 5 years into entrepreneurship. It's been a crazy 5 years, and I've learned a lot, but I still have so much left to learn. And I think in a lot of ways, the fact that I've been on my entrepreneurship journey alongside each and every one of you for the past 3 years has been really able to keep me grounded in real life experience in a way that I'm not sure would have been possible otherwise. I'm very conscious of what I talk about and truly do practice what I preach. I think there's a lot of people out there who talk, and they don't walk. Everything that I teach you guys, I am actively utilizing on a weekly basis. My goal with the Business Development Podcast has always been to educate and inspire from a place of authenticity and humanity. While not every show is created equal, I think we meet that goal every single week. And so thank you. Thank you for your support on this journey, Rockstars. You educate and inspire me to keep going week over week. I am truly proud to be part of your community and the business development community around the world. I don't take it lightly, guys. I recognize how many of you out there are looking for genuine support, and I've been here the whole time trying to provide it for you. At the end of the day, I teach you what works and what's worked for me. It's always from my experience. It's always things I've actually done, and it's always lessons that I've learned either the hard way or I won. But either way, I give you the story. And so today I want to leave you guys with some powerful lessons learned from 3 years of podcasting. Today's show's not going to be a long one, guys. Today is just short and to the point, but I ultimately want to provide you guys with a ton of value. And there are about 10 very powerful lessons that I've learned in my 3 years of podcasting that you can take into podcasting, personal branding, and building a business. Quick pause here, and thank you for tuning in and supporting the show. I want to recognize Hyperfab, a Canadian precision fabrication company built by the team behind Hypervac Technologies, supporting projects in both Canada and the United States. They focus on high-quality sheet metal, fast turnaround, and solving complex fabrication challenges when it matters most. Hyperfab is proud to be our title sponsor for 2026. Thanks for listening. Let's get back to the show. Number 1. The world needs what you may currently be afraid to share. The world needs what you are scared to share. You are likely an expert in something, almost guaranteed. If you are listening to this show, you are absolutely an expert in something. The world wants to learn that thing from you. The world cannot wait to learn that thing from you. What are they waiting for? They're simply waiting for you to be brave enough to step up and share it. And guys, this has proven true for me over and over and over again. The things that are personally holding me back are the things that I need to be sharing with the world and need to step into my fear and get it done. But the funny thing is, you typically are only afraid of something until you try it, and then you realize it wasn't that scary after all. If you are currently telling yourself, who will even care? Well, let me give you an answer. Literally tens of thousands of people around the world. That is who is going to care. It's not the next city. It's not the next town. It's not your neighbor, although all of those might be listening. It is literally tens of thousands of people around the world. That is who is going to care. And yes, that's the impact you were born to leave. Number 2, there are already lots of people talking about the things I'm an expert in. Why me? Why should I do it? Now, this is actually a pretty good question, but let me stop you right there. This is simply your fear talking, plain and simple. Your fear is saying, don't do it. Stay in your comfort zone. We're safe here. The answer to why you is this. You have an experience that nobody else on planet Earth has. Let me repeat that. You have an experience, no matter what you're an expert in, no matter what you've been through, what you've done, that nobody else on planet Earth has. You are that unique. You are 1 in a billion, 1 in 7 billion, okay? You are unique, and your experience absolutely matters. No 2 experiences are the same. And that is the beauty of being human. Instead of why you, say why not you. See, here's the thing. You might bring the angle on that expertise that everybody has been looking for, but it needed to be you. It needed to be the way you say it, your story, your experience. It might be the same lesson, but it might be the way you go about that lesson that's powerful. It's not why you. It's why not you. It's supposed to be you. That's the right answer. Number 3, your impact will be greater than you ever imagined. Ever imagined, guys. Like, holy crap. Let me just stop right here and let you guys know. When I started the Business Development Podcast, you've probably heard this story, but I'm going to tell it to you again. It was November of 2022, and I was sitting with Shelby inside of a Boston Pizza writing out my goals list for 2023 as a relatively new entrepreneur going into his roughly second year. And I was really struggling with what I was going to do because I knew I needed to do more outward-facing stuff. I knew that I wanted to give back to the business development community. I knew that I had an area of expertise that I could really speak to, but I was afraid. I said, there's lots of sales books. There's lots of marketing books. There's lots of people out there doing this. But what I realized was there wasn't me doing it. And I thought that I could do it better and that I could come in and give an angle on business development that might change the world. And from the very beginning, I wanted to educate and inspire with this show. And I would have been grateful and thankful and happy if people in Edmonton and Calgary, Alberta listened to this show, guys. I would have been psyched. I would have been so excited. And I was. But I'll tell you what I got really excited for. When it suddenly was 1 country, 2 countries, 3 countries, 4 countries around the world. Pretty soon, guys, within our first year, 152 countries around the world. You rock stars, you incredible, incredible people were listening to the Business Development Podcast. And that is the same impact that you too can have. Your impact will be greater than you ever could have imagined. Like I said, I hope people listened in the next city, and we're listened to now in 152 countries around the world by tens of thousands of people each year. That's the impact that you can leave. That is the impact that you were born to leave. Not only that, guys, in 3 short years, we've won 4 major awards, including a Signal Award as a completely independent show up against billion-dollar networks. If I can make that level of impact from a basement studio, you guys can absolutely make massive, massive, earth-shaking impacts. Number 4, you will find out that you are capable of so much more than you ever could have imagined. I have grown more in 3 years of entrepreneurship and podcasting than in the previous 10 years I spent as an employee, guys. No question. Absolutely no question. I have grown in leaps and bounds over the past 3 years of podcasting, 5 years of entrepreneurship. Why? Because I'm in the trenches doing it every single week right alongside you guys. I'm learning, I'm updating, I'm upgrading. The show today is a vastly different show than it was in the very beginning. Why? The answer is easy. Life and experience. Life and experience. A lot has happened in the last 3 years to get me to where I am today. And your show will evolve too. But the reality is you have to step into it. You have to own it. You have to start somewhere. And it's a journey. And the show 1 year from now might be vastly different than it is today. That's just the reality of evolution, of business, life, podcasting, you name it. But what you will learn along the way is that you are capable of so much more than you ever could have imagined. I am better at nearly every aspect of my life today than I was 3 years ago. And a big part of that has been this show, has been showing up week over week and holding myself accountable to you guys, my rock stars. I do more in a day's work now than I used to do in a week. I really mean that, guys. I've gotten so efficient as an entrepreneur, as a podcaster, as an adult. I do more now in most days than I used to do in most weeks. So, man, if I can do it, so can you. Number 5, you will build a personal brand. And I wasn't really aware of this thing in the beginning, guys. It wasn't even the thing on my mind. I know it sounds a little wild, but actually, I wasn't even considering brand building when I launched this show. But in 2024, I recognized that I was becoming very known for business development and coaching. And today, I lead the Catalyst Club community, Capital Business Development, and soon we'll be operating I Used to Work There, Authentic Hustle, and the Business Development Podcast. So, man, it just goes and goes and goes, and you'll just come up with all these great ideas for what you could do next. And actually, it'll be more so slowing yourself down than speeding yourself up. Trust me. Once you start doing things like this, and you know how, building a personal brand simply becomes an outcome of doing the things you love. I love podcasting. And if I become known for, podcasting around the world, it would be an honor and a privilege. And I enjoy doing it every single week. And I cannot wait for I Used to Work There. There will be a call to action near the end of the show for you. Number 6, your podcast will evolve. And that is totally okay. Every year, the show takes on a new flavor, right? It's just different every year. And the fun thing is I don't even know what it's going to be when I start the year. It's inevitable, though. And as a host, you grow in leaps and bounds year over year. Not only your ability to be a host, to interview, to write great shows, to produce great shows, maybe your editing gets better, maybe the tools you use get better, maybe your ability to broadcast your voice and speak gets better, but every single year, you end the year a lot better than you were at the very beginning. And inevitably, something weird happens. You recognize the shift. I very much recognize the shift of this show by about episode 90, episode 100. And I remember kind of feeling weird about it, being like, well, I don't know, is this still the same show I started? And the answer is no. It's not the same show I started. But you know what? You are not the same listener anymore either. I think that's the other fun thing. If you've grown with me from episode 1, you are evolving along the way, right alongside me. And so the funny thing is, you come to this weird conundrum where you say, should I go back and make the show exactly how I used to? And the answer is no, absolutely not, because you've outgrown that show. And now you're evolving into something better, bolder, bigger than you were before. And so every content creator finds themselves in a weird conundrum at some point where they start asking themselves, should I go back and do it the way I used to? But my answer to you is this. You are still doing it the way you used to, but in a much more evolved way. You've learned and evolved along the way. You've learned what worked, what didn't work, the way you want to go, the things you want to talk about. You've gotten better. Like, I'm a better entrepreneur than I was when I started this show. I'm a much better podcaster than I was when I started this show. I'm much more comfortable behind a mic than I was when I started this show. These are just all natural evolutions that make you better and change the flavor of whatever you're building. So don't worry about it. Understand that whatever you start, that's just the starting point. The show, whatever show you guys make, whatever content you guys produce, it is going to evolve year over year, and it has to. It has to, because it has to keep up with the new version of you every single time. Whenever you find yourself questioning, is it okay that we're evolving? Understand this. Stagnation would be much, much worse. Number 7, you will develop habits that become unique to your show. What do I mean by this? I still handwrite all of my episode show plans, laying on the floor in front of a fire in the winter, okay? It's weird. I get it. I pull out a notepad. I lay down on the floor in front of my fireplace in the basement. I set a nice fire. I put on some great music. I create a good ambiance. And I write out the show plan, just like I did for this very plan. And it's funny because I've been handwriting my show plans, guys, since episode 1. Episode 1 of this show is on a notepad of paper somewhere in a closet. That's just the simple truth. And yes, I have tried to do it digitally, but it just doesn't feel right. It feels fake. It feels not as good. I still handwrite every single show plan. That's why you can't really always hear it, but I'm flipping my papers quite regularly. I edit it out pretty good. But yeah, if you listen just right, every once in a while I might miss it and you'll hear a nice little page flip. And that is literally me still reading my show plan and giving you a show directly from my handwritten paper. Find your weird thing. Find the thing that makes you feel good. I love my written show plan. It is a fundamental part of the business development podcast. And it's just one of those weird little habits that I still have from the very beginning. One other thing I do, which you may find funny, is I still listen to the intro music. I listen to the intro of the business development podcast on every one of these solo episodes. Why? Because it amps me up. It makes me feel good. It amped me up in the beginning. It still amps me up today. It's a little ritual that preps my brain that it is time to rock on. It is time to host the business development podcast and put on an exceptional show for you guys. And that is one of the rituals that still pumps me up. Find yours. And last but not least, I still listen to music whenever I write a show plan. And yes, that music changes. Sometimes it's rock and roll. Sometimes it's 90s alternative. Sometimes lately it's been retro synthwave, which is very weird. I get it. But it makes me feel good. It's nostalgic, okay? So find your thing. Find your thing that makes you feel good whenever you're doing show plans, you're planning out content, and just own it, man. Like, own your stuff. It's awesome. It makes you who you are. It makes your show what it is. Number 8, I still get excited every single time I get a message from a listener. Every time, guys, I still get super excited. You can ask Shelby. I show her like all of them. It's so cool. It's so cool. And we receive messages from the UK, from Germany, from the United States, from Canada, from Australia, like literally everywhere on earth, I think, at this point, for the most part, I've received a message from a listener about this show. And guys, it melts my heart. It melts my heart. There's nothing better. There's nothing more motivating. It just makes me realize that the thing I set out to do, which is help BD people, help entrepreneurs, I'm doing it. And it's your messages that have kind of allowed me to kind of remember that each month. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. If you've sent me a message, if you're going to send me a message, great. I can't wait to see it. Those messages really keep us podcasters alive. I've said it from the very beginning. Podcasting isn't necessarily lonely. Like, you recognize that ultimately you're recording things in a studio that go out to the world, but it's really cool to have that feedback from listeners, from fans who can say, I was listening to this and it really helped me, or it helped me get that job, or I'm a new BD person and I found this show and it's a godsend. Like those messages, they make this whole thing worthwhile, because without them, it's hard to see that impact. And so I just want to say, like, I still get super excited every time I get messages from fans. Guys, I appreciate you so much. I love those messages. Keep sending them. Keep them coming. It motivates me to keep going. And please remember, if there's a topic that you want me to cover, there's something you want, like this is an interactive show, guys. If you reach out to me, once again, you can send any emails to podcast@capitalbd.ca, or you can message me directly on LinkedIn. But if you say, Kelly, I'm looking for some help on XYZ subject, I will prioritize that subject and get a show out on it for you. And I will let you know when I do. So we are going to continue to do an interactive show and help you guys out however possible. Thank you so much for continuing to inspire me a full 3 years into the show, guys. It's an honor and a privilege. Number 9, consistency is challenging, but planning ahead and routine are what make this all achievable, okay? Pre-recording guest episodes and writing and recording my Wednesday episodes every Tuesday, come hell or high water, have made this level of consistency possible. I get asked all the time, how the heck do you get to 300 episodes of a show? At this point, I'm pretty sure we're the largest business podcast in Edmonton. And many people ask me, like, how are you doing this? And the answer is easy. I show up and I make a show, come hell or high water, every week. Guys, I've had every problem under the sun. Sick kids, pipes bursting, challenges around the house, bad days, sickness, you name it. I show up and I record the episode. And we're recorded so far ahead with our guest episodes that I never have to ask, do I have a show for Sunday? I just have to produce it. And so it's simply a matter of planning and being prepared and being consistent, okay? For instance, if you want to start a content strategy, YouTube, podcast, LinkedIn post, whatever, just set the day that you're going to do it and come hell or high water, do it, and put together the necessary steps in preparation in order to make it easy for you to do so. One of the things that I haven't been able to do is get ahead on these episodes, my solo episodes. I still write and record them the day before. I've been doing it the entire time. Pretty much every show at the soonest is written on Monday, recorded on Tuesday, or maybe written on Tuesday, recorded on Tuesday. But my solo episodes are the only ones that I kind of got to prep for. But here's the thing. I've got my week set up in such a way that I can ultimately take 3 hours to get it done every single Monday and Tuesday. I always know where my Sunday shows are coming from because we're pre-recorded 35 guests into the future, which has been incredible. So the point is that we're pretty much always ready. We're pretty much always prepped and ready. I have the routines. I know what I need to do, and I make the commitment that I'm going to do it. I'm absolutely going to get a new show out one way or another every Tuesday. And while, I can't make that commitment forever, it's a long time, but I've done it this far and I have no plans on stopping anytime soon. I don't ever want to have to re-release an episode if I don't have to. If I can make a new show every single week for you guys, I will. And I enjoy the process as well. You have to make a choice, guys. That's it. Either you put out a show or you don't. Every week, I choose to put out a show, and you will make that work if you want it bad enough. That is the truth. Number 10. Your show is never good enough. Ugh, this one hurts, right? This one hurts, but it's true. Every year, I work to make this show better. Every single year, guys. You will always be learning. You'll always be upgrading, considering the next direction for the episodes. If you stop swimming, you die. This year, we had the biggest upgrade we've had since the beginning of the show, guys. I got an Apollo Twin set up. I'm back to the RE20. I got a full Max setup that I'm learning how to use. It's a pain in the ass. Learning all this new equipment, total pain in the ass. Wouldn't recommend it to anybody, but it's the thing that I needed to do to get this show where it's going to be. And the funny thing is, I still don't know what I'm doing with all this new equipment. But I will tell you, by the end of 2026, I will. I will know how to use all of this new equipment, and it will take this show to the very next level. And we are going to start, I used to work there, on the best footing a show has probably ever started out on. So I'm extremely excited about all of that. And it comes from learning. It comes from accepting that you're never good enough. I will never be good enough at podcasting. I'll be 20 years into this, guys, and I'll still say I'm not good enough yet. I still have a lot of learning to do. And it's that humbleness that keeps you strong. It's that humbleness that keeps you hungry. It's that humbleness that keeps you showing up to this mic week over week, month over month, year over year. Because if you know everything, you might as well be done. You might as well just quit. Because what fun is not learning? What fun is just being the best at something and not ever being able to get better? The reality is I get better at this every single year, and it's flipping hard, but it's worth every second it takes. And last but not least, I'm going to give you a little bonus lesson here. This one is actually quite important, and I want to give a gigantic shout out to Hypervac Technologies and Hyperfab, their newest division, for being our title sponsor in 2026. You need partners to make this thing successful, guys. You absolutely need partners. You need financial support. And I have spent literally tens of thousands of dollars building and growing and sustaining this show over the past 3 years. I shit you not, guys. We are at tens of thousands of dollars. By the time you factor in equipment, time cost, production costs, technology costs, you name it, like through the roof. It's through the roof, the cost to do one of these shows. And so you really, really need that support. It is thanks to incredible sponsors like Hypervac Technologies that shows like this are even possible, independent shows. You have to find people who believe in this mission. And all of the sponsors that we have had on this show so far, we have been absolutely blessed that they were all fans of this show, every one of them, and reached out and said, we love what you're doing and we want to support you. We want to help you on this journey. And I can tell you that it builds the best partnerships. I am friends with all of our sponsors. They're incredible, incredible people. They have helped out in ways that I can't even explain to you the level of help that we have received from these sponsors. And so, guys, understand that if you guys are going on a journey like this, these shows, they're not free. They cost a lot of money. And so find those people who will get behind you. If you are some of those people and you're looking for shows to support, hand way up. You know, we still need the support. We still have more growing to do. And if that's on your plans, we would love to chat with you about how we can support your business and this show. But you're going to need the support. And it's because of incredible sponsors that this show is possible, and many of the shows you probably enjoy are possible. So understand that if you're getting into this game, you are going to need people in your corner unless you got a large amount of cash that you can't wait to burn through. All right. And so there you have it. That's it, guys. 3 years of the BDP. And, it seems very fitting to give you guys a show update. I know we don't do them as much as we used to, but today seems like a great day to give you a show update, just to show you where we're at 3 years into the show, okay? We're sitting at 306,000 total downloads around the world. We are averaging around 8,500 monthly downloads, 4,700 followers on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, as well as 3,571 followers on our LinkedIn. Our LinkedIn is growing very rapidly, guys. Come hang out with us there. Give us a follow. Come hang out. And we have won 4 major awards in 3 years, guys. We won a Quill Best Business Award in 2023, 2 W3 awards in 2024, and of course, our crowning achievement, a Signal Award against billion-dollar networks, guys, in 2025. And we've been runner-ups multiple years in a row for other awards. So it's super cool. It's super cool to be in this space, and wouldn't be here without you guys. It's all because of you that we're where we're at. There's no question. It's the rock stars out there who show up week over week. You guys are the real heroes of this show. Now, just one more shout out, guys, to our title sponsor for 2026. This is super cool. This is the very first year we've ever had this, guys. Hypervac Technologies has gotten behind us for the full year of 2026. They have sponsored the mid-roll spot for the entirety of 2026. And we could not appreciate them more. They are exceptional. They are doing great work. They sell vac trucks around the world. No matter where you're at, they will get you a truck if you need it. And the president, Colin Harms, is just an exceptional human being. Great to work with. Great to talk to. Give them some love. www.hypervac.com. And last but not least, guys, I am also in the middle, like I said, of launching my new show. I used to work there. Guys, this show is going to be flippin' awesome. And it's not bad like it might sound. It's ultimately people calling in and telling their work stories. And we specifically want the ones that stuck with you. It doesn't matter how long you've been employed. You likely have a work story. It doesn't matter if it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, this year at your current company. If you have a story that's stuck with you, good, bad, scary, ugly, amazing, wild, inspiring, We want to hear it. That's the kind of show it's going to be. It's going to be everything under the sun. It's going to be wild. It's going to be the truth of what real work is like. And it's going to be a lot of fun to listen to. If you have a story, please do let me know. Just shoot me a quick message. I got a story to hr@IusedToWorkThere.com, hr@IusedToWorkThere.com. And just let me know. I will follow that up with a quick booking link and an intake form, and we will get you in. And we are hoping to have our first show out, guys, late February, early March. So stick with us for that. I used to work there. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to need a lot of story submissions. So no matter when you're hearing this, if you got a story, let me know. I get asked about podcasting a lot, guys. And specifically, people want to know what it's done for me. What has podcasting done for my life? And whenever somebody asks me that, I say this. There was the time before I was a podcaster, and then there was the time after. There was the Kelly before, and there was the Kelly after. It is literally a line in the sand. It is that different. It changes your life that much. It has been absolutely incredible. There's no question about it. Being a podcaster is one of the best jobs on planet Earth. If you can make it a job, you absolutely have probably the best job on planet Earth. It is that exceptional. It's so much fun. So much fun. Yes, it's very hard. Yes, it takes an incredible amount of grit and consistency. And like anything worth doing, it has been an absolutely incredible journey. Maybe hard is the wrong way to put it. It's not hard, but it's demanding. I think that's a better word for it. Hard isn't the right word. Podcasting actually isn't that hard, but it is demanding to keep up with it week over week, over week, over week, over week for years. That part is what makes it quite hard, okay? But other than that, it is absolutely exceptional. Thank you so much for sticking with me for the days, months, and years that it has now been. I can't even believe it. 3 years is insane. In 2026, we are obviously leveling up once more. I brought you into kind of what we're doing here behind the scenes. And as we enter our 4th year together, I don't know yet what flavor it's going to be like. I don't know the Kelly I'm necessarily going to be mid-2026. But I know this. I get better at this every single year. And we will see where it all goes together. Shoutouts this week: Colin Harms, Vijay Swaminathan, Mike Bull, Gordon Shepard, Jillian Shecker, Carmen LaBelle, Rudy Zacharias, Ken G, Amin Samji, Gary Noseworthy, Matthew Sinclair, Aaron Benjamin, Jake Gold, Marshall Stern, Ross Hewart, Pia Silva, David Henriquez, Trevor Muir, Chloe Wu, Carly Grove, Aaron Haberman, Rodney Lover, and Susan Paseka. Until next time, you've been listening to the Business Development Podcast, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
This has been the Business Development Podcast with Kelly Kennedy. Kelly has 15 years in sales and business development experience within the Alberta oil and gas industry and founded his own business development firm in 2020. His passion and his specialization is in customer relationship generation and business development. The show is brought to you by Capital Business Development, your business development specialists. For more, we invite you to the website at www.capitalbd.ca. See you next time on the Business Development Podcast.